focus on improving, not proving, why do we feel the need to prove ourselves? We live in a world obsessed with validation. It's everywhere: social media likes, follower counts, performance metrics, job titles, awards, and applause. From a young age, we're taught that success means proving to the world that we're good enough, smart enough, talented enough, or successful enough. But here's the truth. Proving yourself to others is a trap. And if you fall into that trap, you'll never feel fulfilled. Because no matter how much you achieve, there will always be someone who doesn't believe in you. You cannot build your life on the opinions of others. You cannot spend your days trying to show people who you are while forgetting to actually become who you're meant to be. There's a difference between living to impress and living to grow. One is exhausting, the other is empowering. This first part of our journey will uncover why the need to prove yourself is a cycle that will drain your joy and energy, and how shifting your mindset to improvement is the key to real freedom and long-term success. 1. The endless cycle of proving. Let's start by breaking down the psychology behind it. When you try to prove yourself to others, you're essentially saying, "I'm not enough unless someone else confirms it." That means your confidence depends on external approval, a dangerous place to be. Consider this scenario. You post something online, it doesn't get the likes or comments you expect. How do you feel? Disappointed? Embarrassed? Why? Because subconsciously, you were not just sharing, you were proving. Proving you're interesting, proving you're worthy, proving you're successful. This cycle repeats in careers, relationships, and even family life. You work hard not just to grow, but to show them you can. You take on goals not because they fulfill you, but because they will impress someone. You're constantly performing on a stage that nobody asked you to be on. The problem? No matter how well you do, it's never enough. Someone will always have a bigger house, a better job, more followers, or more recognition. The world is full of moving goalposts. When you chase external validation, you'll run forever and never win. 2. The emotional cost of proving yourself. What does it cost you to constantly prove yourself? The cost is massive, even if you don't see it yet. A. Loss of identity. When you're focused on proving, you stop asking what you actually want. You become who others expect you to be. You take jobs that don't fulfill you, buy things you don't need, and pursue dreams that aren't even yours just to prove something. Slowly, you lose your voice, your personality, your truth. B. Constant comparison. Proving thrives on comparison. If you're always proving, you're always measuring yourself against others, whether it's friends, co-workers, or strangers online. And comparison kills contentment. No matter how much you have, it feels like nothing compared to what someone else is flaunting. C. Burnout. Proving yourself isn't sustainable. You end up exhausted mentally, physically, and emotionally. Why? Because you're not working from passion or purpose. You're working from pressure. You're trying to meet invisible standards, and it's draining the life out of you. 3. Why improving is different. Improvement is inward-focused. It's about being better today than you were yesterday, not better than someone else. It's about growth, learning, and mastery. Improvement says, "I am enough, but I want to be my best self." It's not about competition, it's about transformation. When you focus on improving, your wins are personal. Your failures are lessons. Your journey is yours, not dictated by outsiders. Improvement is rooted in humility, not ego. It says, "I don't need to show you I'm better, I just want to be better." And that shift changes everything. 4. The fear behind proving yourself. Here's something powerful to understand. Most people try to prove themselves because of fear. Fear of being overlooked. Fear of being underestimated. Fear of being forgotten. Fear of being not enough. Think about it. That person who buys things just to post online isn't doing it for joy. They're doing it to prove they're doing well. That employee who's always overworking but never happy, they're proving they're valuable. That person who can't say no to anyone, they're proving they're needed. Fear is always at the root of proving. But when you shift to improving, you're not driven by fear, you're driven by purpose. Purpose doesn't care about applause. Purpose cares about impact. 5. The social media effect. Social media has made proving yourself almost a way of life. Every day you're bombarded with highlight reels people showing the best parts of their lives. It creates pressure. You see someone's success and think, I need to show I'm doing well too. But what you're seeing is filtered, curated, and often fake. Meanwhile, you're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's stage performance, and you feel like you're losing. The solution? Stop competing with illusions. Focus on building the real you, not the photo-ready you, not the #goals you. The real, improving, authentic you. 6. The power of mindset shift. Imagine waking up tomorrow and deciding, I don't have to prove anything to anyone. How freeing would that feel? You'd stop living for other people's expectations. You'd stop caring who's watching. You'd start focusing on one thing, progress. When you focus on improving, you celebrate small wins. You're patient with your growth. You don't give up because of critics. You trust the process because you're building for you, not for them. Improvement is long-term. It's not about clapping today, it's about transformation tomorrow. 7. How to shift from proving to improving. Let's get practical. How do you shift? A. Define your personal standards. Stop living by other people's scorecards. What does success mean to you? Write it down. Measure your progress against your own values, not the world's. B. Focus on skills, not status. Instead of chasing titles or recognition, ask, what skill can I master this month? What habit can I improve this week? This keeps you in growth mode. C. Cut out comparisons. When you feel the urge to compare, pause and remind yourself, you're not in their race, you're in yours. D. Reflect on progress. At the end of each week, ask, am I better than I was last week? Celebrate even small steps forward. 8. Letting go of the critics. No matter what you do, some people will still doubt you. You can't change that. But here's the thing. Their opinion is none of your business. Your focus should be on improving yourself, not explaining yourself. The best way to silence critics is not by proving them wrong, it's by outgrowing their opinions. 9. Real-life examples. Think about the greats. Michael Jordan wasn't trying to prove he was better than everyone. He was obsessed with improving his game. Oprah Winfrey didn't build her empire to prove something she grew, because she focused on becoming the best version of herself. Elon Musk? He's not on Twitter arguing with doubters. He's improving ideas, innovating, building. Greatness doesn't chase validation. It chases improvement. Stop living for the claps. Stop performing for the audience. Focus on the quiet work, the late nights, the learning, the building, the becoming. Because the moment you focus on improvement, the need to prove yourself disappears, because you realize, I'm already enough, and I'm only getting better. Why self-mastery matters. Improvement is not just about getting better at something external like your career, skills, or finances. True improvement begins within you. You can't master your craft if you haven't first mastered yourself. Your habits, your emotions, your thoughts, your discipline, these are the roots of real success. Too many people focus on proving they're successful while ignoring the deep work that actually builds success. They buy things they can't afford, post pictures of a lifestyle they don't truly live, and chase trends to appear ahead. But behind closed doors, they're crumbling. Why? Because they've mastered performing, not becoming. Self-mastery flips that script. It says, I don't need to show the world I'm winning. I need to actually win within myself first. And that's the journey we're diving into now. 1. What is self-mastery? Self-mastery is the ability to control your impulses, emotions, and thoughts in pursuit of your highest goals. It's when you stop reacting to life and start leading your life. It's choosing discipline over distraction, purpose over popularity, consistency over comfort. It's not glamorous. It's not something you can post on Instagram with flashy filters, but it's the foundation of greatness. 2. Why most people avoid self-mastery. Most people don't improve because self-mastery feels uncomfortable. It requires honesty, and honesty is hard. Self-mastery means confronting your weaknesses, admitting your flaws, breaking bad habits that give temporary pleasure but destroy long-term growth, saying no to shortcuts, saying yes to delayed gratification. It's easier to seek validation. It's easier to perform for claps. Because claps give instant gratification, while self-improvement is slow, silent, and often lonely. But ask yourself, do you want applause now or transformation later? 3. The building blocks of self-mastery. There are 5 key pillars to building self-mastery. Let's explore them deeply. A. Awareness. You can't improve what you're not aware of. The first step to self-mastery is knowing yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your triggers, your habits, your values. Most people never stop to ask, who am I really? What patterns hold me back? What habits define my days? Self-awareness isn't easy because it requires quietude. We live in a world terrified of silence. But silence is where you see yourself clearly. Take time to journal, reflect, and sit with your thoughts. Ask yourself the hard questions, because awareness is the map. You can't reach your destination without knowing where you are now. B. Discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and results. Without discipline, improvement is impossible. It's easy to get motivated for a day, a week, or even a month, but motivation fades. Discipline stays. Discipline is waking up when you said you would, even when you don't feel like it. Eating for energy, not just for cravings. Training your mind to focus when it wants to wander. Choosing your goals over your moods. Remember this, you'll never always feel like it. If you wait for feelings to lead you, you'll quit every time it gets hard. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. C. Emotional control. Have you ever noticed how quickly emotions can sabotage progress? A bad day can derail a good plan. A harsh comment from someone can make you want to give up. Emotional control doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. It means not letting them run your life. When fear shows up, you act with courage anyway. When frustration comes, you respond with patience. When doubt creeps in, you remind yourself of your WHY. Self-mastery means responding to life, not just reacting. D. Consistency. Self-mastery is built in the small things you do every single day. It's not about perfection, it's about showing up. You can't improve if you're inconsistent. Consistency compounds. One workout may not change your body, but 100 will. One book may not make you wise, but 50 will. One focused day may not transform your life, but 365 will. If you want to grow, stop aiming for instant success and start aiming for daily progress. E. Resilience. Self-mastery means refusing to quit when things get tough, because they will get tough. You will fail. You will face setbacks. You will hear no. The question is, will you let those moments define you or refine you? Resilience is built when you fail forward. It's built when you fall, but get up again and again. It's built when you choose improvement over ego, when you don't let proving yourself stop you from learning. 4. The silent power of improvement. Improvement is quiet. It's the hours you spend studying when no one is watching. It's the workouts you do without posting. It's the discipline to learn, refine, and grow without announcing it to the world. Here's the secret. The results will speak for themselves. You won't need to prove anything. Your growth, your progress, your excellence will be the loudest voice. 5. The problem with living for approval. Living for approval puts your worth in someone else's hands. And people are fickle. Today they love you, tomorrow they criticize you. If you live for their applause, you'll die with their silence. The people you're trying to prove yourself to, they're often too busy worrying about themselves to notice you. So why waste your energy trying to win their validation? Instead, use that energy to improve yourself. 6. How to commit to the improvement mindset. Here's how you can start shifting to an improvement-first mindset. Step 1. Set personal growth goals. Instead of setting goals like, I want to prove I'm better than X, shift to, I want to be better at this skill in 90 days. I want to build a stronger version of myself. Step 2. Track progress, not praise. Keep a growth journal. Track what you learn, how you improve, and what habits are changing. The goal isn't who notices, it's who you're becoming. Step 3. Celebrate growth, not approval. Don't wait for others to clap for you. Celebrate yourself for staying consistent. You're not competing with them, you're competing with yesterday's version of you. 7. Learning from failure. Failure is one of the greatest teachers of improvement. When you're focused on proving, failure feels like humiliation. But when you're focused on improving, failure is just feedback. Failure shows you where to get better. It sharpens you. It humbles you. It teaches you patience. So next time you fail, don't hide. Don't feel the need to prove your worth by avoiding failure. Ask, what is this teaching me? How can I improve from here? 8. Stories of true self-mastery. Michael Jordan didn't make his high school basketball team at first. Did he waste time proving people wrong? No. He improved. He worked relentlessly, and the results spoke for themselves. J.K. Rowling faced rejection after rejection from publishers. Instead of proving her worth, she kept improving her manuscript until the world finally recognized Harry Potter. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times creating the light bulb. He didn't see failure as a reason to prove anything. He saw it as data, as steps toward success. 9. Why improvement outlasts recognition. Recognition is temporary. People clap today and forget tomorrow. But improvement, that stays. It shapes your character, your skills, your future. When you focus on improvement, you're building something that no one can take away from you. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need applause, likes, or validation to know your worth. The only competition you have is with who you were yesterday. Every day, ask yourself, how can I grow today? What can I learn today? How can I improve today? Because once you commit to improving, the need to prove fades away. You start living for progress, not for people. And that's when true mastery and true freedom begins. Why growth is the ultimate goal. Validation is seductive. It feels good to be recognized, applauded, and told you're doing great. But here's the thing about validation. It's temporary. It's fragile. It depends on someone else's opinion, and opinions can change in a second. One moment you're praised, the next you're criticized. Growth, on the other hand, is internal. It's solid. It's lasting. Growth means you're evolving as a person, no matter who notices. It means you're becoming wiser, stronger, and better every single day. When you focus on growth over validation, you free yourself from the exhausting cycle of needing to prove something to the world. 1. The empty chase for validation. The need for validation is like chasing a mirage. You think it'll fulfill you, but once you reach it, it disappears. You hit one milestone, and suddenly, you need another. You get 100 likes, and suddenly, 100 isn't enough. You want 0. You get a promotion, and suddenly, you need to prove you're better than your colleagues. The cycle never ends because validation is external. It's a moving target. And the problem with chasing external approval is that your happiness, self-worth, and confidence are at the mercy of other people. Why is validation so addictive? Because we're human. We're wired to want to belong. We crave acceptance. But there's a fine line between wanting healthy recognition and living for validation. The moment your identity is tied to someone else's opinion, you lose your power. Think about it. What happens when the applause stops? What happens when the likes fade? What happens when nobody is watching? If your confidence crumbles, it's because you've been building it on the wrong foundation. 2. Growth is internal validation. When you focus on growth, your validation comes from progress, not applause. You're not worried about who's clapping because you know you're leveling up in private. You look at your own life and say, I'm better than I was last year, last month, last week. Growth is sustainable because it's internal. It's about learning. It's about mastering new skills. It's about building habits that move you closer to your true potential. Growth creates confidence. Confidence doesn't come from proving you're better than others. It comes from knowing you're improving yourself. When you grow, you naturally trust yourself more. You know you can handle challenges because you've prepared for them. You know you can face setbacks because you've been sharpening your resilience. 3. The growth mindset versus the proving mindset. There are 2 types of mindsets. The proving mindset seeks approval, avoids failure because it fears looking bad, cares more about appearing successful than actually being successful. The growth mindset seeks progress, embraces failure as a teacher, doesn't need validation because the journey itself is fulfilling. The proving mindset says, I hope they notice me. The growth mindset says, I notice my own progress. That's enough. 4. How growth shapes your life. Growth impacts every area of your life. A, in your career. When you focus on proving, you get caught up in office politics, recognition, and titles. But when you focus on improving, you build the skills and expertise that make you truly valuable. Titles fade, skills don't. B, in your relationships. Proving yourself to people trying to constantly win their approval is draining. Healthy relationships aren't built on proving. They're built on growth. When you grow as a person, you bring more patience, love, and wisdom to your relationships. C, in your personal life. Proving yourself leads to burnout because it's a performance. Improving yourself leads to fulfillment because it's authentic. You don't wake up exhausted from wearing masks. You wake up energized from knowing you're building something real. 5. Practical ways to focus on growth. Here's how you can intentionally shift your focus to growth. Step 1. Set learning goals, not ego goals. Instead of saying, I want to prove I'm the best, say, I want to learn this skill deeply over the next 3 months. I want to improve 1% every day. Step 2. Embrace feedback. Feedback isn't criticism, it's data for growth. People with a proving mindset fear feedback because they think it makes them look weak. People with a growth mindset love feedback because it helps them improve. Step 3. Stop performing. Stop trying to look successful. Instead, become successful. Spend less time posting about your progress and more time making progress. Step 4. Be patient with growth. Growth is not instant. A tree doesn't grow overnight, and neither will you. Focus on small, consistent steps and trust that they'll add up to something great. 6. The role of failure in growth. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. The people who grow the fastest are the ones who are willing to fail, learn, and keep moving forward. When you're stuck on proving yourself, you avoid failure because it looks bad. But when you focus on improving, failure becomes a valuable teacher. You don't hide from it, you use it to get better. Examples of failure leading to growth. Walt Disney was fired from his first job because he lacked imagination. Today, Disney is one of the biggest entertainment empires in the world. Oprah Winfrey was told she was unfit for television. She turned that rejection into motivation and built an empire. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company, Apple, before returning to lead it to global dominance. 7. Internal satisfaction versus external validation. There's nothing wrong with wanting recognition. We're human. But it becomes toxic when external validation is the only thing that makes you feel worthy. Improvement teaches you to find satisfaction within yourself. You look back at your journey and say, wow, I'm not who I used to be, and that's all the validation I need. 8. The freedom of growth. The moment you stop caring about proving yourself, you get free. Free from comparison. Free from fake standards. Free from the anxiety of wondering if you're enough. Growth says, I don't need to be better than anyone. I just need to be better than I was yesterday. Forget proving. Forget chasing applause. Instead, focus on growth. Focus on mastering yourself, your craft, your purpose. Because here's the truth. When you grow, success finds you. Opportunities find you. Respect finds you. You won't have to prove yourself. Your results will speak louder than any words ever could.